Hello everyone. I think it's saying we're live, but I'm just trying to find comments. Hang on, bear with me a moment. I'm going to go onto my phone and check that all this thingy on Facebook is working correctly, because some days it's not. So if you're joining us, welcome. My name's Melinda from Scrapbooking Long time no see. Explain a bit about that later. Let me just go on my phone and check that I'm on and the volume is good. And yes, it's working on my phone, so it should be working okay for everyone. So welcome to a live art journal play with our new release for March 2020. What are we for? I keep writing 2023. That's terrible. So pop in the comments if you are joining us today. Hello. Been meaning to do a live for a while, and oh my god, life is just nuts at the moment. Absolutely nuts. But when is my life not nuts? I don't know. I need a holiday from adulting. I just need a holiday. A free holiday. It would be nice. So welcome. Let me check down to the comments. I can't see the screen and the comments at the one time, so let me just make sure I'm in frame and stay in frame. Seeing a few sneaky peekies of what's on our website that is new this month. Hi Tracy, how you going? Hi Angela. Hi anyone else that's joining us. Every time I get on Facebook Live, they change where the comments are. They change how the screen sets up. It's very, very annoying, but we will go with it. I should do lives more often and then maybe I won't notice the changes. I'm endeavouring to do lives more often, but oh yeah, life is just nuts at the moment. So busy trying to get a lot of things done. It's just, yes, a lot of appointments, a lot of silliness I have to deal with government departments. I'll put it that way. Just, as your children get older, it just gets sillier and sillier with government departments. So let's get into it. So I picked a few items from the new release. So last night I put our new release up. I was out all day with my daughter yesterday. I planned on doing some lives yesterday, but of course her outing decided to be on the same day as my new release. I was going to change the date, but then it's Easter in a week, and then it got too close to school holidays, and it just whatever. So it's up. So all the new releases up on the website. There's little clips on the Facebook page if you scroll down a little of all the pictures or all the products we put up, so you can get a general idea of what we've put up, and then you can go to the website and do some shopping. It's always fun to do some shopping. So I've grabbed some of the new products today. I've got a little bit of an idea in my head what I'm going to do, but usually when I have an idea in my head, well, that goes out the window and it totally changes the page as we start. But there was just too many products to choose from. I just stood and stared at the website and go, I don't know what I want to pick. Our amazing design team, and one of them's on at the moment, have made some fantastic things with our new products. So I'll have some beautiful projects to show you. Put a couple up tonight, and then for the next 3 or 4 weeks, all the design teams will be putting up new stuff, which is awesome. They've been so clever. So primarily today, let's get these little ones out of the way. These were thrown on as extras. I may use them. Primarily today, I'm going to use one of our new face stencils. I thought it was time for some new face stencils. So we've got 3 large face stencils released this time. Hi Jen, how you going? So this is one of the face stencils, and there's 2 others. So if you come to the Hillbilly Retreat in February, you would have seen all of this new stuff, and had a sneak peek of it, and quite a lot of you bought it. So I can't wait to see what you create with it. And then I grabbed some paper napkins. Alexis has been out and about and picking up beautiful napkins. We seem to always bring some home. Wherever we go, she finds them. And so we're sort of playing with a bird feather theme, maybe. I don't know. I'll see what happens. We've got quite a few mask stencil sets as well, released this month. And we've got quite a few little textury, smaller design stencils as well. So I grabbed these that I may use as well. I may use all of it. I may use some of it. I may use 1 or 2 things. I don't know. Most of the time I don't really have an idea of what I'm going to do before I start playing. But let's get some of these out of here. Now, all I've done before I come on camera was gessoed my page. Just thinking, do I want to put colour down? Do I put napkins first? Decisions. You can do it either way. I think I might put napkins down first, then I sort of know where they're going and I'll build on that. So this one is one of the napkins, paper napkins that my daughter is selling on our website. And I love the cluster of feathers. So my idea is to have this sort of up here somewhere and have, where's that bit of black paper? And sort of have it sticking out of her head as like a head hat thing. I don't know. Head hat thing. Oh, thanks, Jen. And then she's got a birdie friend, so she's out in the forest staring at a birdie friend, because love my pages to have stories. I don't know. Makes sense in my head, but usually sometimes when it comes out of my head, it makes no sense at all. And this is a gorgeous napkin. This actually comes in a white background and a black background. So I said to Alexis, I've got a bit of a feather addiction, so I'm going to cut out some of these and use as well. So that's where the page might be going. Where it ends up, who knows? I've got a bunch of paints across to the side of me. I've got some stamps, hopefully. My desk is another mess, so we're just going to use whatever's on it. Let's stick down these napkins first, and that's going to be a start. And hopefully that will then get my brain going, and I'll actually work out what I'm going to do. Just reaching for a paintbrush. This one will do. So when you purchase paper napkins, whether they're from me or from anywhere else, they come obviously all folded up, but they come with 2 or 3 white backings and the printed layer. So it's called 2-ply or 3-ply. So if you have a long look on a packet that you pick up and buy, ours just come individually. So you'll see that you've got printed layer, and then you've got 1 white layer, or sometimes you've got 2 white layers on the back. So you do need to separate them. This one's actually falling apart really easily. Some of them do. Some of them are a bit more tricky to get apart. I keep the white layers and I will stamp on them, and I will use them one day. Put that in my box for a one-day pile. Hi Faye, how you going? Looks like my comments are going to scroll, and I'll just have to scroll occasionally and look at them. So all the napkins come with 4 panels. So they either come as an... Oh God, I've lost stuff already. So for example, this one is like an overall design, so you can use as a big piece. And a lot of the napkins come with 4 individual panels. So you get lots of the design to work with. And on our website, we sell them in packs of 2. So you get 2 of the same napkin. So if it's like this one, you end up with 8 panels, 8 images to play with. I said to Alexis, let's sell them in packs of 2, because then if you stuff it up, you've still got a few to play with. So I'm just going to fold this back up so I can cut. I want to cut one of the panels free, so it's easy to work with. So I'm just going to roughly cut that in half, and we want to cut this one in half along the fold. Hope everyone's having a lovely weekend. I'm so glad. I can't talk today. As I said, I was out all day yesterday with Alexis. We went out doing some photography with her. She's joined a photography club, so we went out on an excursion, and I'm a little tired. So if I sound tired, I am tired. What was I saying before that? No idea. Okay. So when you're working with the napkins, anything white that's on the napkin is going to disappear when you glue it down. So this particular one, you can either take the white off in 2 different ways. You can cut it with a pair of scissors, or you can use a bit of water. And I must have filled my water and left it over on the kitchen. I'll go get it when I need it. Kitchen sink's about 1 metre across that way. So this particular time, I'm actually going to cut it with a pair of scissors, because I'm going to stick it on a white background. The whiteness is almost going to disappear. So I'm just going to roughly cut. Sometimes it's easier to cut it with the white backing on it, but this one was falling off anyway, so I decided to pull it off. So I'm just going about 1 millimetre or so from the feathers. If I was sticking this onto a coloured background, I'd probably use the water technique. Basically, you get a damp paintbrush and sort of trace around the area you want to remove, and then it gently separates the white from the coloured bits. But because this feather is so detailed and it's going on white, I thought I'll do this technique. So the same techniques I use with napkins, you can use with collage paper, rice paper. There's so many different companies that sell the thin rice paper. Some call it collage paper. Some call it mulberry paper. They all have different names. So all of the techniques that work with napkins work with all those papers too. Thin tissue papers as well. Oh, come on, scissors. Napkins are probably the most fragile. So if you can master napkins, you can master any of those types of other papers. Okay, so I got rid of all the white. So now I've got that fingers picking up things. So I've fussy cut that out. So to glue napkins down, I like to use acrylic matte medium. It's a nice liquidy adhesive. I find Mod Podge is a bit shiny and a bit thick. You could always use a PVA glue, but you want quite a liquidy glue. You don't want like a gel medium or a thick adhesive, or you don't want to use, this is really old, this is showing me I'm getting into my old stash, but you don't want to use like a craft glue or anything like that. You want something that's quite fluidy. Fluidy? That's the word we're going with. Fluidy and liquidy. I'm very sore today. I was pushing my daughter around in her wheelchair yesterday, and it's like after you've gone to the gym, you're just very, very sore and achy. I feel like I've run a marathon. Okay, so I'm just looking at position. So I'm wanting sort of the end of the feathers here sort of to come, I suppose, out of her head, because it's like a headdress, maybe. So I'm just working on, and I don't really want to lose this part of the stencil down here with the insinuation of her body, because I like that. But I'm trying to position so I don't lose the feathers, and I don't lose that bit. So I'm working in a journal. I'm actually working in a recycled book, and it's about A4 size or a little shorter in size, so it's quite a large journal. So I think we are going to go something like that. And then this other bird, I think, is going to go over here, because there's a little friend she's hanging out with for the day. Got to have a friend on your page. So I've gessoed this, gessoed my pages only because you can probably still see there's a bit of a truck sitting here and a bit of writing down here. So I'm working in an altered book, and hopefully we'll cover the truck up and you won't see it. So I'm going to stick this about here. Okay, so we get our acrylic matte medium. This one is Montmark. What's the other brand that makes it? Liquitex makes it. Quite a few companies make it, but you're just wanting to make sure it's quite liquidy. So I tend to pour a blob on my page where I want my napkin to go. Spread it out. This dries matte, so it doesn't matter if you go outside where your napkin's going to sit. And you want to make sure it's a matte medium, not a gloss medium, because it comes in two different ways. Now, once you've got the glue, actually need a bit more. Be very generous with your glue. So when you pop your napkin down, you don't want to have to move it, so you want to get it in place the first time, because once it gets wet, it gets very fragile. So now you want to plop some more on top. And working from the center of the napkin, you want to gently, with plenty of matte medium on your, that's a brush, on the brush, go from the middle and sort of gently paint over the top. The reason I like to work from the middle is it sort of pushes out any air bubbles. You don't want to keep scrubbing over and over and over and over it, because you will tear it. I try not to tear it. If I tear it, I've got 4 more. I can pull it off and start again. But you sort of want to be feather light and gentle. Putting the matte medium over the top does a couple of things. It seals the napkin into the page or onto the page, and it puts a barrier on top of the napkin. So if you have a whoopsie down the track and spill something, or put a bit of paint or ink over the top of the napkin, with that barrier of the matte medium on, you can easily wipe it off. If you don't have that barrier over the top, it'll then soak into the napkin and you can't get rid of that colour or whatever you're put there that you want to remove. Now we might, while we're sticking napkins, let's stick a bird down this side. So I want to get one panel of these birds off as well. I love that you get 4 different images on the napkins. So as I said, we're selling packs of 2, so you end up with 8. Sometimes 8 of the same image. Great for card making, great for art journaling, great to share with a friend. So this one I haven't taken the white backing off yet because it hasn't fallen off. And I'm just slicing between the layers to get one panel. And then you should be able to just tease the corners and you'll see the layers coming apart. Maybe. As I said, some napkins, I can see it. Can I get my fingers in there? Yes, I can. There we go. Sometimes some napkins are easier than others, and I probably should have cut it before I took that white bit off. Okay, let's leave the white bit there and cut around it. It's a bit easier and it's a bit easier to cut the napkin when the white backing is on it. So I'm just holding, I didn't take it off completely. It just gives it a bit more stability. Again, I'm not being really fussy with cutting around because it's going on a white background. All the white's going to disappear when I stick the napkin on. If I was sticking it on a coloured background, I'd probably use the water technique. But again, the white would almost disappear as well. So it's good to experiment with napkins. You just got to bear in mind what is on your page underneath where the napkin is going may show through the image. So for example, if you've got book text, come back and get that little bit in a minute. If you've got book text on your page and you place a napkin over the top and glue it on, that book text will more than likely show through the napkin. So you've got to be a bit careful of what is on your page before you stick your napkin down. So I'm not being too fussy. I'm just trying to take off the huge amounts of white. Oops. Hope everyone's having a lovely weekend. Nearly school holidays, nearly Easter. How did that happen? How you going, Lynn? So Lynn's joined us as well. Hope everyone's having a good day. A good, what are we, Sunday? I never know what day of the week it is. I'm terrible. Where was I going to cut? Rowdy's in the mouth again. So I've actually got some exciting news while I'm cutting this out. I'm now hosting retreats. So after Hillbilly Scrapping retired to Queensland, I have decided to pick up the reins and take over running retreats in Echuca Moama. So we've got our first one coming up on May, I'm going to test my memory, I think it's May 23rd to 28th, but don't quote me on that. Scroll back through Facebook, I think that's the date. And exciting news, we're about to announce one for September. So I've locked in dates for September for this year, and hopefully all that information is coming out this week. So that's very exciting. So I get to continue teaching at retreats. I just get to have the host hat and the teaching hat and all the hats on. So that's very exciting. That's why I've been a little busy lately doing all that, getting everything ready. Now I've lost my paintbrush. So this one I want to sort of do, I sort of want to have her tail, it's a her bird, her tail touching the edge and the bow sort of touching the edge to ground it into the corner. So it doesn't look like it's floating. And we're going to add some colour and stenciling and stuff over and around it to sort of join it into the page. Oops, didn't put enough under this bit. Can I pick it up? So again, gently going over the top. The napkins will wrinkle a little. Any paper that you stick down like this will wrinkle a little. Oh, it's got a big wrinkle there. But that's okay. And the napkins and that add a lovely texture to your book as well. Hang on, that's folded over. Come on. Be nice. Unfold. But be so careful when it's wet because it's really, really fragile. There we go. And this one's almost dry by the time we stick this one on. Now I've gooped stuff everywhere. Let me find where my baby wipes are. So we still have some seats left at our May retreat. So if you are thinking about coming, it's in Echuca Moama, which is on the border of New South Wales and Victoria. Lovely venue at the Rich River Golf Club, I think it's called. Rich River. I just call it Rich River. But it's a beautiful golf club and beautiful meals and gorgeous place. So I'll be teaching 3 to 4 classes at the event. So if you're local, you can just come to classes as well. Or you can come for a 4-day retreat. Great chance to get away from the family and have a mini holiday. Catch up with all your crafty friends. Okay, I'm going to give that a quick... Just going to wrap my paintbrush in a baby white because I forgot my water. I may need to go get it in a minute. Don't need to get that 100% dry, but I just want it dry enough in case I put my arm on it when I go to do the next step. I don't then rip the napkin off. So it's touch dry, and so is this one. Can feel it's a little cold to touch, so it tells me it's a little wet still inside, but we can move on. They are beautiful napkins. We've got some gorgeous ones out this this release. Alexis has possibly, I'm going to pick on her, haha, because she's not here. She's possibly got enough napkins for the entire year. Every time we go out, Mum, we don't have this one, and they follow us home. But you've got to grab them when you see them on the website, because we only have limited quantities. And we ran out of one the other day, and I went back to the shop to grab some more. And they'd sold out, and the lady goes, we can't get them in again. So it's something like, if you see it and like it, grab it. Because if you come back in a couple of months, it may be gone. Now, I'm going to stencil our girl face on. And then I think I'm going to work on the background, because I want to know where she goes. Maybe I pencil her in and then stencil her later. Because I don't... Excuse me. I don't want to put stuff on her face, stuff like patterns and stuff. Let's pencil her on, and then I will stencil her later. So I'm going to grab a pencil and just going to sort of stencil the outline of where she's going to go, so then I know where not to put stuff. Clear as mud, right? So I'm just going to stencil sort of the outside, roughly where she's going to sit. So when we come and do some more stuff in a minute on our page, we'll start bringing in some colour. I'll know where not to put the colour. And I'm deciding whether I'm going to stencil this bit. I think I'm going to mask off like the bunny bit of her hair up here that'll go over the feathers, and just not stencil that bit. I haven't worked that out yet. So I missed a bit up where her hair was. Oh, now I'll line up the stencil again. So the napkins are beautiful, and they just make the art journal page. They're just gorgeous images. And they're quite affordable. They start at a pack of 2 napkins for 75 cents. Some are a bit more expensive. It depends on what brand they are when we pick them up. So they are not that expensive to have a play with. Okay, so I'm ideally going to leave that blank when I add other stuff. Yes. Okay. So I want to start bringing some colour into the page. Sorry, just keeping an eye on comments, and just scrolling up. Oh, my page is a bit crooked. Sorry. I can't actually... Usually I can look at my page on the screen and look at the comments at the same time, but Facebook have changed the entire thing around, and I can't have both up on the screen. So just yell at me if I've moved out of frame. Okay, so I've grabbed some Dina Wakley paints. What I do is when I'm using napkins, I sort of look at the colours in the napkins and pick the colours out of there. So I sort of, the Wren's got, I think it's a Wren. I did sort of name all the birds. I did Google and try to get their correct names. I apologise if you're a birdie person and I've named them the wrong thing. That wouldn't surprise me. That's not the one I want. That's brown. So we got sort of picked out the orangey colour, the yellow, the blue, picked out some greens. And I've got black and white off to the side here, and also night, which is a really nice dark blue. So, what am I going to do? I'm thinking I sort of want blue up in the sky. I like my art pages to be like scenes, like sort of sky-ish, whether it's an actual sky, whether it's an insinuation of a sky. I'm thinking of leaving a bit of white space up here. Yes, Mel's going to leave white space. Oh, I'm very creative with the napkins, Angela. Alexis says I have to use them more. So she sells more. She's terrible. She's going to be a very stewy businesswoman when she grows up. So I'm thinking I want to leave a bit of white space up here, which is a bit unusual for me. So, and I sort of want to, I don't know, let's just start throwing colour on and see what happens. So I've got Dina Wakley paints here. I've got Sky and what's this one? Turquoise. So let's add some of that sort of up here. I'm actually thinking, do I want to add these napkins first? No, let's go colour first. Let's just do it. So when I add paint, I squirt it straight on my page, and I like to finger paint. Because nearly dropped the lid of the paint. I don't have to wash a paintbrush because I'm lazy. And B, I find, I don't know, finger painting seems to connect your hands and stuff more to the page than painting with a brush. And you can get thinner, like a thinner layer. Words. I'm a bit tired today. I apologise. I don't know. Lately, words sound good in my head, and then when they come out my mouth, they're not exactly what I thought I was saying. I don't know. So I like to add sort of colour in 3 spots, and I'm going to bring in some stenciling and stuff. So sort of starting to connect all of this together, because at the moment you've got something stuck over here, something stuck over here, and a person here. So that was blue. Let's bring a bit of, what's this one? Sky blue. And I may do some... So I'm bringing it right up to the napkin, and I actually can bring it over the napkin, and if I bring it over the napkin too much, I can then sort of wipe it back because it's got that matte medium on it. If I go into the stenciled area, I can always repaint it white, but if I don't put stuff in there, I don't have to do that extra step. So I can sort of take a clean finger and also brush off where I don't want paint. Oops, I obviously missed. Let's stick that down. I missed a bit up here. Just throw some more matte medium on with my finger. I don't know, I like finger painting. Feels like I'm back in kindergarten. Okay, let's just dry that a little. Need another baby wipe. I'll have paint all over me by the end of this. That should be dry enough, we can continue. So we could have put the paint down first, but I find if I want the napkins to be really bright in colour, actually use a baby wipe to spread that. That works too. If I want the napkins to be bright and their true colour, they really need to go on a white surface, because whatever colour you put the napkins on, it will dull it down. I use the napkin to spread the paint too. That works. So just trying to get some colour down and around and see what's coming next. A bit more something or other colour. Come on, paint, come out. That would be... A lot of my paints are getting really empty. I need to go shopping again and restock all my colours. A bit more up there because I think I wiped a bit of away with the gel medium. So now it looks like the napkin's not stuck and floating. It's sort of starting to get connected to the page. Let's add, was that the darker colour? That was sky, yeah, darker colour down here. So we've got lighter colour up here, a bit darker down here. More darker coming in here. I got paint where I didn't want it. I've also, that's the reason I like putting gesso down, is because I can wipe back any wet paint if I get it in the wrong spot. But I can always go and repaint her in white if I want to, if I need to at the end. Okay, now we sort of need some down here. So I'll be 2 seconds. I'm just going to grab that water because I will need to water this paint down. I filled up my paint pot, but I didn't move it from the sink to my table. I don't know, some days I wonder what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm going to sort of put a bit of green in the background to take around the white, and I'm going to water the paint down a little so it's a bit more like a watercolour. so it doesn't detract from the colour of the napkins. I know my book's on a bit of a lean at the moment. See if I can, well, put it back a bit. And I've just got some scrap paper under the page that I'm working on so I don't make a mess of the next page, which I'm prone to do. Actually, I think this one is more the colour I'm looking for. I'm going to put a bit of colour on my glass mat, grab a bit of water and water the paint down. And then I can sort of paint sort of over the napkin, and you won't really see it where the dark colours of the napkins are, but it's going to take that whiteness off behind the napkin. Like, does that make sense? Clear as mud, right? Yep, clear as mud on a Sunday. So if I don't like what I've done, I can go and I want it to be a bit darker over here, so I'll grab full paint, not watered down paint, and bring it into where she is. Is anyone crafting along in your craft room, or are you just sitting there watching me? What are we doing on a Sunday? At least it's cooled off a bit now. That would be my phone. I wonder if that's my daughter. Sounded like a text message. Nope. Junk mail. So I want this to sort of feather off up here. A bit, maybe. Sort of. I don't know. We'll bring a bit of green in here and mush it in, so you bring the green colour over here a bit as well. Just a little bit. Just so it's got a hint of green on that side of the page as well, so it's not just over here. What am I doing? I sort of want to have it more watery as we go up. I said I was going to leave white, wasn't I? Look, I'm covering it up. That's right, we'll bring some more white back into the top. Don't want to soften this line up here so it doesn't have that hard line in it. Yeah, it's looking like what I thought it would in my head, maybe, sort of. Needs a few more layers yet. So you can use the napkins in two ways. You can use them as a focal point, which is sort of what I'm doing on this page, or you can use them as like a background element, so more of the pattern ones. Just watching, Tracy. That's okay. I like to just watch sometimes too. Now, what am I doing? No idea. Let's get rid of that green paint before I put my arm in it. Which would be a good idea. Oh, I shouldn't tap paper like that because it sits right near my microphone. Okay. I think we need to add some stenciling. So let's grab out our stencils and see what we want to do. I'm thinking more diamonds. And I'm thinking, oh, I grabbed diamonds. Where was the other one I grabbed? And I grabbed this one. Let's go with some diamonds and see what we do. I had to go grab some of these things from stock. I haven't cut my own set yet. I've been a bit slack. Usually when I package them up, one goes into my stash. What am I going to do? I think maybe I'll try wiping some paint if it's still wet away. Maybe it's wet enough, maybe it's not. Probably dry it off a bit. But we'll see. Because I want it to be quite subtle. I don't want it to be... Ooh, okay, that's sort of working. Overbearing. So just wiping the paint with a damp baby wipe. Bring some white sort of back into it. And it doesn't matter if I don't get the full diamond. It's more... Oh, I'm seeing the text from under my page. That's really cool. Added element I didn't think I'd put in the page, but it's there. And we want to go up here a bit, lining it up. Apologise if my head comes into frame. For anyone that's new on listening to the live or watching the live and doesn't know me, I do have quite low vision, so sometimes when I'm doing stuff, I have to have my nose quite close to what I'm doing, and sometimes my head gets into camera. Let's do a little bit up here. This might be too dry, so we might have to... Oh, no, it's going to come off. I just want a little bit in the corner to bring the same pattern across this side. I thought it might be too dry, but it's... I didn't want it there. Did too much, wipe it off. Maybe a little bit here. Knowing when to stop is hard. Oh, this is, I think, particularly dry. So I think we need to put our girl on next, and then I can work around what else I'm doing. So let's give that a quick dry. Sorry, just catching on comments while I was drying that. Oh, Tracy, I'm inspiring you to go in your craft room. Well, that's great. I must admit, I haven't been at my craft table much this year. I'm dealing with, and anyone that's watched a few of my lives the last 18 months will realise I'm dealing with an elbow injury. I have tennis elbow, even though I don't play damn tennis. And it's just been very painful. Oh, Lynn, you got no interest in your craft room. That's no good. I've been wanting to get crafting, but I had an injection in my elbow in December, which was not well received by my elbow. It did not like getting stabbed with a needle. And every time I hold a pen or try to fussy cut anything, my elbow is not happy. And yeah, it's going to take a while to get it back to. But today I'm just ignoring it because it's sore anyway. So I told it, I warned it before I got in the live, Mr. Elbow, you are going to half behave so I can get done what I want to get done. So I'm going to stencil my girl in. What am I going to stencil her in? I think I'm going to go night. Night is, Dina Wakeley Night is not black. It's a really, really dark blue, and I like it for adding darks to the page. But it's not like a black, so it's not really harsh. Excuse my head while I try to line up where my girl went, because I can't see. Oh, actually, I want to mask off her hair bit so I don't accidentally stencil. So some good old masking tape. I've been doing quite a bit since Christmas. I bought my daughter some, there were kits from Kmart. There was a, well, I call it long stitch. They called it a woven wall hanging. So we've been doing a bit of sort of needlecraft, and my daughter's got really into cross stitch, and I've done a little bit of cross stitch, even though my eyes don't like doing it. I prefer long stitch, so I've been doing a bit of embroidery that I can mostly do left-handed, because I still want to art and craft, but sometimes my body goes, nah, we're just not playing nice, which is really frustrating. I want to put this something on black so I can see what I'm doing. So basically what I want to do is put a bit of masking tape over her, I suppose you call it her bun. And I can always go and why do I tear those really small? I can go and re-stencil it later if I feel it needs it, but I think it doesn't need it at the moment. And if I don't put some tape over it, I will forget and just stencil the entire stencil. So the masking tape helps me to remember to stop. And I'm just wondering if I need the curly. Where am I going? Where are we going? Where am I going? Am I doing? Can she have that curl? I think she can have that curl because it's not over the feathers. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that curl there. Okay. So I'm going to grab a makeup sponge. I thought I'd better get these lives done before Tuesday as well, because Tuesday my entire lounge room / art room / storeroom for my business is getting changed around. We have an air conditioner currently above my art desk, and when my daughter is out across the other side of the lounge room, she needs the air conditioner on quite cold. So I sit in a jumper in the middle of summer under the air conditioner, and she's warm over the other side of the room. So we've decided to change the whole lounge room around just to put her desk under the aircon. What am I doing? I put paint out. Okay. Originally I didn't want to do it because there's a whole lot of stuff to move, but I've got some spare hands coming in on Tuesday to help me pull everything out, and then some muscly men to come and move the desks and everything, and move all the big stuff. And then I just got to put everything back. So my art desk will be dishevelled for a while, unfortunately, until I get everything back. Okay, lining this up again. Sorry, head's going to be in the way for a minute. Basically, just try and line up your pencil lines again of where this should be. So I want to make sure that the ends of the feathers are coming into her hair so I can disguise the ends so there's not a gap. If that makes sense? Clear as mud, right? So when stenciling with paint through a stencil, I like to use these wedgie makeup sponges. And you don't directly go and dip straight in your paint. Can you see where my paint is? Oh, you can off to the side. Oh, no, you can't. Paint's sort of off camera. So you basically don't want to have a big blob of paint on your sponge like that. You want to take your sponge and dab it on your paint palette or on a bit of paper till you work that paint into the sponge. Hang on. So basically, I'll do it here. So you're basically just dabbing and dabbing and dabbing, working that paint in the sponge. It's going to look like you got no paint there, but trust me, there's a load of paint in there. And that will decrease the opportunity of the paint going up and under the stencil and increase the possibility of you actually getting a really nice stenciled image. It's not perfect, but less paint on your sponge means better likelihood of it working. So we're just going to go up and down motion. You don't want to go side to side. Again, if you go side to side, it increases the chance of paint going under your stencil. And it's a bit better to stencil with like a Dean the Wakely heavy body paint that's not so runny. Again, that'll increase the chance of you're getting a better stenciled effect. Does that make sense? Sorry. Just trying hard to talk. What I'm doing is holding the stencil and just flipping up. So that's looking pretty good. And I like the position of her hair. I'm just going to paint in a bit more hair to hide those sticks of those feathers. So just up and down, doing all of the stencil bits that you want. So down here. My book is jumping around a bit because this is the last page in my book. I've got all this weight, all this thickness this side, and I don't have this side, so I've shoved a ink pad underneath just to sort of make my book the same height, but it's not all over underneath, so it rocks around a bit. So again, holding my stencil and flipping up. Have I got everything? I can. That little curl I would like, but it's being a bit stubborn. Okay. Her ear now looks like she's got an earring on. So I think I am... Can I get any more of her nose? I think I'll have to... Okay, let's take that off. And I'm going to be good and clean my stencil because I'm just going to... Usually I don't clean my stencils when I put paint on them. Just got to find where I've thrown the baby wipes. So she is looking pretty good. And I kept mostly paint out of where she was. Sorry for the noise. Just going to clean off. Technically, you don't have to clean off your stencils when you have acrylic paint on them. You can leave it on it. It's not going to affect the stencil. I'm going to be good today and just give it a bit of a clean. You won't possibly get it back to absolutely clean out of the packet, but you'll get most of the... Oh, bonus, we get an image on our scrap paper. So you just want to be a bit careful with these more curlier pieces that you don't bend them up. There we go, that'll do. It's as clean as I'm going to get it for my... So it wipes off mostly. You get a bit of blue staining, but you get that with everything. Once it's stained on there and dried, it's not going to come off when you do another colour. Oh, I could flip her around and have her touching each other. Or did I just drop a baby wipe? Let me pick that up before I stand on it. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? Just give that a quick dry so I can pop it back under my page. Bonus image to use on something else one day, or throw in the box of my one-day uses and one day get around to it. Okay. What I want to do here is, I can see the stick of the feather. I want to grab a small paintbrush and just paint in the curl a bit more, so that stick is not sort of sticking. The stick is not sticking out. Clear as mud, right? I'm just going to grab a paintbrush, maybe a too big a paintbrush, with a little bit of the navy paint that I use to stencil with. I want to have, again, as little paint on my brush as possible, and I just want to... Okay, a little bit more paint than I had. Oh, I brushed too much of it off. And I just want to sort of hide those sticks from the feather, just so it looks like, well, I suppose it looks like it's stuck in a head in a way. Well, it's sort of... So, yeah, so you can't see the bottom of the feathers. That's basically what I'm trying to do by just sort of thickening up a few of her curls. Just doing a little bit at a time until I'm happy. I'm going to bring this one up here. There we go. Just want to bring this one up a bit too. Could do this with a paint pen if you used black, but because I used blue, I'll do it with paintbrush. There we go. I think I'm happy with that. Now, just give that a quick dry. Oops. The good old hand over it and see if you get any paint on your hand trick to see if it's dry. Hang on, I'll just check comments again. The comments scroll and then I have to scroll back up. Oh, hi Belinda, how you going? Hi. Hi Amy, how you going? Hang on, I'm just going to type hi Amy. I don't know whether Amy's going to get subtitles. I know I can do subtitles on my YouTube videos, but I don't know whether I can do them on the lives. So I'll just type in hi Amy. Hi. Oh, thanks Faye, looking beautiful. It's who else have we got? Oh, I was gonna say who else have we got on there, and I was just gonna read Scrapbooking Oh my god, where is my brain today? Now what? This is looking a bit plain and a bit disconnected over here, and I want to add some more. I think I want to bring a bit of blue in behind this bit, but not in behind her hair, because I think if I put, let's just do it. This color, turquoise, yes. So I just want to do a little bit on my finger and a bit of water. Hang on, I need a clean paintbrush. So I'm just going to put a bit of water here, and then I just want to sort of take off that bit of whiteness that is behind that curly bit. Just want to leave the rest of her hair sort of white, but that bit I sort of want to... running out of clean fingers. Keep wiping it where I don't want it. There we go. That sort of toned that down a bit. I like the starkness, whiteness of her. Starkness, whiteness. Excuse my words today. I don't know. Making words is hard apparently on a Sunday. I do have subtitles. Oh, because I didn't know that. Oh, that's awesome to know. I knew I did on YouTube, but I didn't know whether I did on Facebook, and they keep changing things. And I'm not the most technically profuse person. Most of the time I go to my daughter, Alexis, who's 16, and go, do this on my mobile phone or help me on the computer. She's just a whiz. Alexis might have some more exciting products coming out in the next couple of months. Oh, she's she's being a very digital whiz at the moment, as all kids are. Okay, I feel that we need some of this dark paint over this side, but how? How do we want that? And I'm thinking maybe I stencil some more diamonds. I don't want to bring squares into it, but I do want to bring this dark colour. I like when I put colours on pages for them to be on both sides. I don't know, I like things to be matchy-matchy. Where's that diamond stencil gone? I'm thinking that we need some dark blue over this side. I'm hopefully going to try to do some more lives in the upcoming month or so. It's just my diary is so busy at the moment with different appointments and different things, and it's just nuts that I don't really want to move my... Oh, do I want to do it that way? No, I think I need to keep them all going the same way because in my head that makes sense. I just find... I plan to do a live and then life happens and it doesn't happen. I was going to do one Friday night. Didn't happen. I was going to release my new stuff Friday night. Didn't happen. Got home last night after being out all day and I was very, very tired. And I thought, no, I'll just release all the new products on the website and then I'll do lives on Sunday. It's just... So if I do a live, it'll be very late notice because if I go and plan things ahead, things just... Life just happens and things just don't happen. So all I seem to do lately is reschedule things in my diary. Domino effect. Reschedule one thing, reschedule another thing. I think I want to bring a bit of this up here, but only a little bit. So this is a great stencil because you can just keep... It's a repeating stencil, so you can just keep going and lining it up. And just using little bits. And I want to sort of fade it up here. I don't want it to be as dark as down here. Well, that's what sounds good in my head anyway. So if I don't dump my sponge in the paint, I can get like a really subtleness. That's sort of balancing now the darkness up here and the darkness down here. And then I might have something up there. I don't know. Let's put a bit over here because we can and we've got paint left. So I think I'm going to line up the diamonds and have just a little bit on the corner here. Oops, hang on. Let me see if I can move that ink pad to right on the corner where I'm working, and then my book won't bounce around so much. So I want it quite dark in the corner, but then I want it to go lighter. Oh, that's sort of what I'm looking for. Liking diamonds at the moment. One of my favourite stencils is actually the bigger diamond one that was probably one of the first stencils I ever designed. Oh, Amy, you're putting links in. Oh, aren't you a wonderful doll? I think it needs some script or some stamping. I think I'm happy with the diamonds. I don't know where the diamonds actually go with it, but hey, we're using them anyway. I think they sort of go. I don't know. Now, we need something in... I don't know. Do I need more feathers? I think I want something subtle, and I think the feathers are just going to be too bold. Yeah, no more feathers. I should have a scripty stamp or something hanging out on my desk. Viney stamp? Viney? No. What's this? Oh, dots. We could do dots. I'm a bit of a crafter as I'll grab stuff off my desk. Unless I specifically go looking for something, I will sort of keep the frequently used stuff on my desk or what I've used on my last project and then craft with that again. So often you see me use the same thing or the same stencil because it's just hanging out in my desk and it's too hard to go get something else. I'm just thinking if I want colour or if I want black. Actually, let's use black because look, hey, Magic. I have a black ink pad. Let's put one of these other ones under my... Let's throw a couple of these other ones that are hanging out from the other project. Can't wait till the virtual retreat, the hillbilly... Oh, I'm going to butcher the name because I don't have it in front of me. Tapestry of Worldly Events. Don't think I butchered that. Can't wait to show you the page that I have decided... I have designed for that event. Oh, God, words. Awesome orange, someone said. Ooh. Nice way to send a Sunday afternoon, yeah. I have a huge amount of emails to do this afternoon. So I'm glad I thought I'll start with the live, because if I started with the emails and the paperwork I have to get done before Monday, I probably wouldn't have got this done. So I thought I'll start with the fun bit. Ooh, orange, you say? Yes, I probably think orange too. Hang on. Let me grab my inks. Let's see what we got for orange. I've got Orange Blossom. I've got Spice Marmalade. I must get some more archival ink pads. Actually, what I must do is actually put them back in here when I'm finished with them, because that would probably make more sense. I've got Barn Door. That might be too red, but it might work. I like the idea of orange because there's a bit of orange in the birdie. Hoping when I move my desk around, I will do some organisation. Haha. And what's this one? Crackling Campfire. I'll throw that out as well. Or get that out. Hoping to do some organisation so I have sort of things at my fingertips, because that's not really what I've got at the moment. I've just got a mess everywhere and things in boxes. Oh, Amy, you're awesome putting all the links up. Thank you. I don't have my little assistant to read me comments. My little assistant, Miss Alexis, has gone with her dad for the afternoon. Otherwise, she'd be sitting here reading comments for me. She did for my last live, which was so helpful. So we're starting with, what's this one? Spice Marmalade. And we're going to go... I think I want some in here. Please don't turn brown because I'm putting on... Well, you can't even see that. Okay. Maybe we do this through a stencil, because you'll see it a bit more. Actually, I should have a text stencil. Hang on. Sorry, I just jumped up to grab another thing. I think my text stencil is in here, maybe. I'm trying to put all my stencils in little binders. But as you can see, I never put things back where they're supposed to be. And this one doesn't have a binder yet because I had to order another one. But I think if it's stencil I want... I think I want that one. Maybe. And it's got the little diamonds on it too. So let's find a blending brush that doesn't have a yucky colour in it. They have got a brown colour in it from... Oh, excuse me. Just cleaning these blending brushes out on a wet baby wipe, just to make sure I don't have brown or a blue or something in it. Now, which way does this go? It doesn't really matter. It's like... Oh, excuse me. I do apologise. I was... thought I had plenty of time, and then I was rushing down to have some dinner, and it's not liking me. Let me just clean off my diamond stencil. Clean up this blue paint. Usually I wouldn't just wipe up paint. I'd go and put it on something else, but if I don't clean it up, my arm's going to end up in it. Alexis has great joy in asking me why I've got paint halfway up my arms when I craft. It's like I keep putting my arms in stuff. I think this little diamond stencil might be becoming one of my favourites. It's cute. Okay, now, I don't think that one showed up. That one's probably a bit light. Let's go with Barn Door or Crackling Campfire. They're like reddy oranges. They're almost the same colour. Oh, I think Barn Door's a bit more orangey. Let's actually be smart and test it on a bit of paper, maybe. That's so not like me. So like me to just throw it on the page. Let's see what colour it is going to be. Sorry, just scrolling through comments again to see. Did I use the blue Wren bird Banksia Wattle napkin? Yes, I think that's what it's called. I tend to make up the names of the napkins when I list them, and then I tend to forget what they are. Until someone orders it. That's a nice colour. Yeah, I think this one's called blue Wren Wattle. And I think this one's feather cluster, maybe. Amy, I don't know. They're all under new for March. Does that make it easy? Oh, I'm dreadful. So I'm going to put some of this over here and see if it doesn't turn brown on the green. So I want it to be sort of subtle, but sort of there, if that makes sense. Ooh, that's sort of subtle, but sort of there. That's sort of what I'm looking for. I think we need a little bit of up here. So this is one of the really old stencils. And I have no idea what the name of it is. I think it's called Writing in Diamonds, or it might be Distressed Writing or something. What I'll do after the live is I will also put up a photo of this on the art journal page. Sorry, a photo of the art journal page on Facebook when it's finished, and I'll link all the products below as well. That's also cool to have them linked in the live. Oh, I'm liking that. Do I want to put... Oh, I think we need some up here in this white space just because we can. Thanks, Amy. My daughter Alexis has decided she's coming to our May retreat that I'm hosting in May in Ichikamoama. So she's going to be given some jobs to do. I said, you're not just coming for a holiday, you're coming to work. We'll see how successful it is to get a teenager to work. No, she'll be good. She's a good little worker. She does my BAS statements at the moment for my business because that's something I absolutely hate doing. And I've also got possibly 10 years of files of my laser files that may have not been saved correctly under their correct name. Usually it's just saved as new stuff or hillbilly stuff. So Alexis is working through a few years of the files and saving them correctly, which is another job that I hate doing. It's so tedious and just so annoying. I think I'm at the stage where I need a personal assistant, but one that works for cheap or free would be nice. Isn't that terrible? Oh, I'm liking that. I like the suggestion of orange. Thank you, whoever that was. Now what? Oh, I shouldn't tap my fingers, sorry. So I'm wondering if she needs a little bit of orange, sort of, I don't know. I think I want to keep her white. Knowing when to stop is hard, and knowing when to walk away. And I think I want to put a little bit down here, because just to fill in this little gap. Yeah, knowing when to stop and knowing when to walk away from your page is something that I go, oh, just one more thing. Just a little bit more. I feel like Oliver some days. Let's show you that's a bit. Just a little bit more, and then it's like, oh my God, why did I do that? I don't like it anymore. No, it's coming together. It's getting there. I'm thinking it needs a little bit of that dark paint up here to sort of create a border, maybe. I don't know. Yes, that is the right feather stencil. Yeah, it is a big job, Tracy. And it wouldn't be a big job if some person, namely me, maybe saved the files correctly from the start. But so it's fun when someone orders, because I keep stock of items at the house. So we have boxes and boxes of pre-cut stock. For when you order, it's a lot quicker to go pick it out of the boxes and cut a couple of things than cut your entire order. So when some of that stuff sells out, because I photographed it off what products we had cut, not off what files we had, it's interesting to sort of remember, when did I make that shape? What did I make that for? When possibly could I go find that file? So that's a bit of fun. I'm wondering if it needs something else. I think it needs a bit of black. because there's quite darkness in here and in here. Maybe with the spots that wouldn't work with the orange. Now we'll see if we got... I keep saying with the files I'm going to do half an hour a day, and well, that doesn't really happen because just other things get in the way and other things are more important, and I just, yeah. But I have to start prioritising it because it's starting to be an issue. Oops. Throw this stamp away. And she's got some dots. I want to bring some dots up this way, maybe somewhere. Maybe that way. So I'm just using the stamp without a backing on it. I don't want to put a backing on it and get the whole stamp on the page. I just want like little bits. And if you press it down with the hands, you get sort of little distressy bits. Makes it look really cool. And I like overlapping the stenciling and the stamping, which looks really cool too. Oh wow, I've been going for an hour. Gee, time flies when you sit down to an art journal page. It just zips by. Now what? I'm liking the sort of the empty space. It's not really, I don't leave a lot of empty space usually, but I'm liking it. It sort of gives your eye a bit of a break from the busyness down here and the busyness over here and the busyness everywhere. Yeah, thanks, Amy. It is coming together. It's a little different than I thought it would work out in my head, but I sort of just start playing and go with what happens, because otherwise, if I have too much of a preconceived idea of what I want, then I can't make it look like what I want. Then I don't like it as much. Does that make sense? Makes sense in my head. Just thinking what else it needs. Maybe it needs a bit of a title sort of up here. Thinking we need some white highlights on her hair. So let's grab out my white pen of some description. That's not my white pens. I've got little containers that I'm keeping my white and black pens in and paint pens in, so they're easily to grab. And the thing is, they go back in the container when I'm finished with them, so they don't get lost in the mess. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Angela. Thanks, Tracy. Yes, it does need a quote. I'm just wondering what sort of quote and whether I attempt to handwrite it or I be lazy and go cut something on my machine and stick it on. I'm probably going to get my head in the way, but this is a Jelly Roll 08 from, I think these come from Officeworks. So I just want to do a bit of doodling on here just to calm the colour down a bit. So I'm not outlining completely, but I'm just sort of putting a few lines of, it's sort of, if you notice from here to here, it's sort of, what's it doing? Calming the colour down a bit, like pushing it back a bit. Oh my god, if I'm like this in the live, what am I going to be like those emails I have to do today? I have to proofread them a few times to make sure I don't send them gobbledygook. Oh god. Come on, Elbow, we are not doing much drawing. You can do it. You cannot be annoying today. I really enjoy doing stuff like this. It's just my hand does not. I have to train myself to do it left-handed, won't I? I can sort of write with my left hand. I can colour a bit with my left hand, but I'm not as accurate as I am with my right hand. So I'm not being real accurate with these lines. It's sort of more of an indication if I go a bit wobbly wobbly. It doesn't matter. Wobbly wobbly. Oh god. Words are hard apparently on a Sunday. Amy, it's a, don't know whether I can hold up to, hang on, I'll type it in. It's a, hang on, I want to make sure my mouse is in the typing bit. It's a Jelly Roll 08. Hang on, S-A-K-A-R-A. Sorry, just typing about this pen. So it's a Jelly Roll 08 from Sakara is the brand name, and I get them from Officeworks for only $2 or $3. I find sometimes they're a bit scratchy and you don't get a solid white line, but sometimes they work over paint. You've just got to make sure your paint's really dry. So they come in, I have awful trouble with white and black pens because I'm not that one. I'm not patient to make them, not patient enough to wait until the paint is 100% dry. So they come in, that one's a 5, which is a thinner one, and then they come in a 10, and this one goes in the middle. So they're different tip sizes. They're only $2 or $3 at Officeworks. So they are a nice thin pen. I do like Posca paint pens as well, but this sort of gives you a... Oh, I don't like that. Well, you can rub it off with your finger if you don't like it. What do I want to do the eye? I think I might just do this. Because her eye's closed, I just want to put a bit of a highlight. Maybe down that way. No, God, that looks ugly. Rub that off. I don't know. I want to... Oh, there comes the paintbrush. Oh, lumen hell. Glad I didn't say a naughty word then. Facebook will kick me off. Stop fiddling with it, Melinda. Yeah, I'm just going to dry that. So on this particular stencil, her eye is closed. I'm just going to put a line here, I've decided. Doing open eyes on stencils is so much harder than doing a closed eye. So I decided closed eyes were the way to go. I have no idea why my phone keeps buzzing. I should have put it on silent. Oh, still junk mail. I don't know, I get so many notifications from things. I'm going to put a bit of white in these diamonds as well. Not every diamond, just to... Again, sort of push them back a bit so they're not the prominent thing that your eye's looking at. I find if I'm looking at something on my page and it's too dark, I'll go in with white, something over the top of it. And if I'm looking at something that's a bit light, I'll go in with some black detail just to like bring it out. I said I wasn't going to do every one, and now I'm going back and doing them. So again, just being really sketchy and loose. I think I like that. Let's do these ones over here. I don't think I have any big quotes that near me that I could put on. Did I put any? I've got lots of little like stickery quotes on my desk, but I don't think I have any big things. And I'm a bit of a what am I going to say? A bit of a wuss when it comes to handwriting quotes, because my handwriting and spelling can be awful, and I don't like to wreck it. Hence why I like the quotes I make with the laser machine, because you don't have to then handwrite stuff. There's a couple of art journalists I watch and they just have amazing handwriting, and it's like, oh, I wish I could do that. Okay. I think that's pushed it back a bit. Okay. I'll just bring my book down a bit. What else does it need? What else does it need? What else does it need? I'm actually quite happy with how it's turned out. I thought I'd get on here and make an absolute mess. I'm wondering if it needs a bit of dark, but then again, I like the lightness around the top. Maybe it just needs a scuff of black. Really subtle. Let's go really subtle and then see what happens if I feel it needs a bit darker. It's actually looking pretty good on the computer screen as well. Sometimes the computer screen distorts the colours and it looks a whole lot different. This is probably the worst thing to do with your ink pad, but this is a really old one anyway that I sort of reserve for this sort of abuse. Oh, I like that, just that little bit. I think it just needed a little. I think the paint would have been too much. Oops. I often like just borders or finishing the edge of my pages, whether it's a... Oh, now I've got to toss myself in circles trying to get that. I don't want it under the lady because I want her to be in the foreground. I like to do something to the edges of my pages, whether it's a scribbly border, whether it's just a touch of ink. It just sort of finishes it off. It does. Definitely needs a quote up here. I don't think I've got anything big enough. I've only got tiny little stickers up here. Just having a flip through what I've got. Yeah, I've mainly got... What's that? Oh, that's windows. Yes, I don't have anything to hand that I can... Oh, Craft Online sell the Sakara ones. That's really cool to know. I've been a bit naughty on Craft Online the last month, buying some little things for our retreat. Some little... they've had some super specials on things, and I thought, ooh. So I've been very naughty in buying. Lots of packages have been arriving at my house. One's actually still to come. 2 packages left, apparently, and one got here in 4 days, and one's apparently still in Brisbane. Yes. So you have to come to the retreat to see what I've been up to. I've been naughty. That's right. Okay. I actually don't know whether it needs anything else. Knowing when to stop is the hard bit. And I like how she is very white, and then you've got this white space up here which sort of complements it, but this is not stark white space. It's sort of really lightly in colours. And I think this is a perfect place for a quote, and I'm not going to wreck the page by hand doing a quote. It's good to be naughty, Mel, yeah. Yes, Craft Online is a bit awesome, especially when they suck you into the Saturday sales. Yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker for that. Oh, it's on sale. Oh, I must stop doing that. But technically, it's not for me. Technically, it's for the retreat. So I can go shopping. Anyway, to justify it. I think I agree, Angela. It looks good. And knowing when to stop and walk away is also a skill that you need to learn. Because you go, oh, I'll just do one more thing. I'll just do one more thing. But I think it needs a quote up here. But I don't know what. And I may have to make a special one for it. I know I need to cut some stuff this afternoon. On my machine, there's a couple of new shapes I missed. They must have sold out of the retreat, and I have to go cut them and photograph them and put them up before I can put things up the design team have been playing with. So maybe I cut myself a quote too. Yes, I think I'm going to call it quits and stop because I don't want to wreck it. Thank you, everyone, saying it looks good. I'm actually very pleased with how it turned out. From not knowing an hour and 20 minutes ago of what it was doing, if you were mine, I wouldn't be able to resist giving her an orange dangly earring. Ooh. Actually, I like the idea of an orange dangly earring. Oh, I do like that idea because then it would tie the orange in. I do like that idea. Maybe a diamond earring because then it would tie in with the diamonds. Does she need like 2 dangly diamonds to have as earrings? Oh, an earring with bling. Ooh, maybe I have to find some bling to throw on the page. I have no idea where bling would be. My craft room is half destroyed at the moment. Hopefully when it's put back together. Ooh. So maybe I'll think on the earring thing and then I will pop a picture up on the Facebook page in a couple of hours when I've decided on a quote and decided on an earring. And that'll make you come back and look at the page, won't it? a bit cheeky like that. Thank you everyone for joining me today on your lovely Sunday and taking time out of your day to watch my art journal page come together. So I forgot to mention all along, but we do have a special on and I haven't put that up on Facebook either. Oh God, some days I just don't know where my brain is. I believe it's a 15% off discount for the next week for all the new stuff. It should be an automatic discount when you order through the website. If it doesn't do an automatic discount, I will refund, because sometimes my website, I put a discount thing in and it doesn't, I don't press the right buttons and it doesn't work, because my website and I have issues sometimes. So I believe there is a 15% off, or there is a discount. There is a 15% off sale of all the new stuff, and I believe I put the end date of the end of March, but I will go put a post on Facebook about that, because obviously I forgot to do that. Don't know where my head is. Thank you everyone for joining me, and have a happy Easter, everyone. Oh, or a pearl necklace. Oh, you girls have got such good ideas. Oh, a blingy pearl necklace. I might have little blingy things I could put on down here. Let me think on those. It'll give me something to think about when I'm doing this boring paperwork, boring emails I have to go and send. I don't want to. Can someone else do it for me? Wishing everyone a happy Easter. I may pop on late tonight if I get all my other work done and do another live, or I might be able to pop on Monday. I was hoping to do 2 or 3 for the new release, but yeah, well, time's just got away from me. And as I said, my craft room is being put into shambles on Tuesday, so it probably won't be back for a few days or until after Easter. So if I don't get it done tonight or Monday, I will endeavour to jump on and do some more lives. It's just life is nuts at the moment. But like the Facebook page, and this video I will put also up on YouTube. So if you want to watch it at a later date and find it easier, all the lives get uploaded to YouTube about a week later, when I get time to process the video and download it and do all the fun stuff. So then we can upload them to YouTube, and they're saved there forever. Plus they're a bit easier to find than trying to scroll back through lots of things on Facebook. But I think I will go now and work on an earring and work on a quote, and I'll pop up a photo sometime later today with it done. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.